you got a raise this year. Maybe 3%, maybe 4%. You felt good about it. You shouldn't. Because after inflation, that raise was worth $6 a week. Not 6%, not $600. $6 per week. And while you were celebrating a number on paper, something was quietly cutting the value of every dollar you already had. No vote, no announcement, no line item on your pay stub. Just less. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what inflation is, why it hits you harder than the official number suggests, and 3 assets that have beaten it every decade for the last 50 years. Stay with me. Let's start with what inflation actually is. The official definition: a general increase in prices over time. The real definition: your money loses value every year, whether you spend it or not. Money sitting in your savings account, losing value. Money sitting in your wallet, losing value. It doesn't matter that you didn't do anything wrong. It doesn't matter that you worked hard. Inflation doesn't care. Here's what that looks like in real numbers. In 2021 year, the U.S. money supply grew by roughly 20%. 20% in 1 year. Think about what that means. Imagine you own one of 10 apples in the world. Then someone creates 2 more apples out of nothing. Now your apple is worth less. Not because your apple changed, because there are more apples. That's exactly what happened to your dollars. And the result? Between 2021 and 2022 alone, the purchasing power of the dollar fell 7.4%. A basket of groceries that cost $500 in December 2021 cost $532 in December 2022. Same groceries, $32 more. Nobody raised your salary by $32 to cover that. And here's what makes this feel like a hidden tax. A regular tax, you see it. It's on your pay stub. You know it's being taken. Inflation takes the same purchasing power, but silently, through prices, through the shrinking value of everything you saved. The government collects more tax revenue as inflation pushes your nominal income higher, even when your real purchasing power stays flat. You earn more dollars. Those dollars buy less. Economists call this bracket creep. Most people just call it feeling broke despite working harder. And the number they give you, the official inflation rate, doesn't fully capture what most Americans actually experience. Because the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, measures a basket of goods that doesn't always match what real families spend money on. Housing costs, child care, health care, insurance. These are the things eating the average American budget. And they rise faster than the headline number suggests. Which is why people with good salaries still feel like they're falling behind. Because they are. Now here's the part that changes everything. Inflation is not a problem if your money grows faster than prices. The wealthy don't keep their money in savings accounts. They keep it in assets. Assets that move with prices, or faster. While cash loses value, real assets hold it. Here are 3 that have beaten inflation every decade for the last 50 years. Asset 1. The stock market. The S&P 500, the 500 largest U.S. companies, has returned an average of roughly 10% per year over the last 50 years. Inflation averaged around 3 to 4% over the same period. The gap between those two numbers, that gap is how wealth is built. Not by saving, by owning a piece of companies that pass rising costs onto their customers and grow through inflation, not despite it. This is Asset 1. Asset 2. Real estate. When prices rise, the cost of building a home rises too. Labor, materials, land, which means existing homes become more valuable automatically. And if you have a fixed-rate mortgage, you are paying back that loan with dollars that are worth less every year. The bank gave you today's dollars. You pay back tomorrow's cheaper dollars. Inflation works for you instead of against you. This is Asset 2. Asset 3. And this one is the most misunderstood. Scarce assets. When the money supply expands, the price of things that cannot be expanded tends to rise with it. Gold has been used as a store of value for 5,000 years. Because you cannot print gold, Bitcoin operates on the same principle with a mathematically fixed supply of 21 million coins. Whether that interests you or not, the logic of scarcity as a store of value during inflationary periods is historically well established. This is Asset 3. Now let's connect everything. Inflation is a structural feature of how modern monetary systems work. And it has one consistent winner: people who own assets. And one consistent loser: people who hold cash. The average American keeps the majority of their net worth in cash and savings accounts, earning 4% interest, while inflation runs at 3%. That's not saving. That's barely standing still. So here is what to do this week, not someday. This week. 1. Calculate how much cash you're holding above what you need for 3 months of expenses. That excess cash is losing purchasing power right now. Every day it sits there. 2. Look at what percentage of your savings is in assets versus cash. If the answer is mostly cash, you are on the wrong side of this equation. 3. Take whatever sits above your emergency fund and move it somewhere that historically moves with prices rather than against them. An index fund, a real asset, anything with a track record of outpacing inflation over time. The direction matters more than the size. Start somewhere. Inflation has been running for over 100 years. It will keep running. The only question is, are your assets running faster than it? Which means the only person who is going to protect your purchasing power is you. Not the Fed, not Washington. You. The information exists. Most people never look at it. Now you have. Next video. The dollar itself is changing. Not the price of it, not the value of it. The nature of it. And what that means for every dollar you already have. See you there.